Korea's Constitutional Court, meanwhile, had its third and final preparatory hearing on the National Assembly's impeachment motion against President Park Geun-hye. They got around to the most important piece of business, finalizing a list of the first witnesses to be summoned in the new year. Kwon Jang-ho has the details.
After 3 pre-trial hearings of the last 8 days, the preparations are now finally over and the main trial begins next week. At the final pre-trial hearing on Friday, the Constitutional Court announced the first 4 witnesses that will be summoned next Thursday. They are Lee Jae-man, Ahn Bong-geun, Jeon-chu and Yeong-sun, all former close personal aides of President Park, especially Lee Jae-man and Ahn, who had worked with Park for almost 20 years. After that, on January 10th, it's the turn of Jeon-chu, President Park's longtime confidant and the main figure accused of unconstitutional meddling in state affairs. 2 more of President Park's former aides, Ahn Jong-bang and Jeong-sun, will also be called on that day. One figure that won't be called to testify is President Park herself. The National Assembly legal team had asked the court to call Park as a witness, but the request was rejected, with the court saying there was no legal requirement for her to attend and that calling her as a witness would not change that. The court did permit Park's legal team's request to conduct its own fact-check investigations into organizations that the president had been accused of meddling in, but only partly. The team submitted a list of 16 organizations it wants to gather more information from, but was only permitted 7, which includes the Culture Ministry, the Justice Department, and the Segae Ilbo newspaper, as well as the Mir and K-Sports foundations, both of which were set up by Jeon-chu. Park's legal team also raised concerns about the court's desire for a speedy trial and said it needs more time, especially in light of its receipt of a 32,000-page document detailing the state prosecutor's investigation, which was given to the legal teams just a day before. But the court rejected the complaint, saying the document would only play a supporting role in the court's decision. When the first trial hearing starts next week, it will have been less than a month since the National Assembly passed the motion to impeach the president. Although the court has 180 days to make its ruling, they're running at full speed and wasting no time to reach a swift conclusion. Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.